It's a few weeks from the archery opener here in New York, October 1st, and I finally got a picture of a deer that I call Hulk Jr. He's a 5.5-year-old buck that disappeared kind of like mid-November of last year, and I never saw him again, not once. I thought he was dead. He's alive, and he's a beautiful 5.5-year-old buck, probably our best buck on the whole farm. Not probably, it is the best buck on our whole farm. And I'm right here. I've been walking around just trying to find kind of his bedroom for the early season, like where he's rubbing and stuff. He's not getting out onto the food plot till dark, obviously, so I've got to sneak in here and just kind of try to figure out the edge of his core area and where he's bedding. I've got a camera here with me. I'm gonna get this set up on some of this buck sign in here and just get a better understanding. I think I'm gonna bring my climber in here and set it up on a tree too, just so it's accessible in here. But one thing that's interesting about this buck is I think that we only have kind of the beginning of the year to kill him, because I've watched this buck for sure since he was 3.5, 4.5, the year before last and last year, and his tendencies are pretty steady early on right in this area, and then he moves, and then, you know, by the time it's the end of rifle and muzzleloader, he's gone. He doesn't winter on this property at all. He leaves, you know, at least he's left the last 2 years, so it makes me think that I've got to get really aggressive, get right in here in his bedroom, try to get an arrow in him right away. So just walking around, just kind of gathering as much intel as possible. I'm gonna go get that climber, set it up in here, and then just kind of watch these cameras and see what's going on in here.
Welcome back, everybody. So tonight is an exciting night. This is the first time I'm actually going after one of the hitless bucks, the hitless buck. As you can see on the computer screen right there, his name is Hulk Jr. and he's a toad. He's a 5.5-year-old deer that I've tracked up there for 3 years now, and we've got kind of a small window to hunt it because he tends to just kind of leave the area once, you know, it gets closer to the rut. He's always there, you know, around our property early season, like right now, and then he pops smoke and leaves. So I think I've got him pretty well pinned down. I'm getting some daylight pictures of him, as you guys can see right there on the screen. I think I know right about where he's bedding. I needed a wind out of the east or out of the north to actually be able to hunt this deer, and finally today, the 8th of October, we have a north wind, a true north wind, and it's not swirling. So I've got a climber right where I want to be, and it's just going to be him. I just need him to be up and moving during daylight hours. I'm getting in really tight to his bedding, right where he's spending most of his time, his core area, and I just crossing my fingers I can sneak in there and get up the tree without boogering too many deer. I know there's quite a few deer that are in the area that he's spending around the outer edge, and you know, the last thing I want to do is bump those deer into where he's actually bedding, and that would kind of ruin the night. But we've got some wind cover, everything's in place, so I just got to get in there, sneak up the tree, and cross my fingers that the wind stays true out of the north, and maybe I'll get a shot at this deer. He's a heck of a deer, so we'll see you on the way up there, and I'll check in with you when I get all set up and kind of show you the layout as to where I'm at. So see you then. Does Knox have anything, any good luck?
Any words of wisdom?
Yep, he's not making too much noises right now, which is actually a good thing.
No, he's pretty sleepy.
He's about in a milk coma. Might be back with a big old buck, Knox.
He says he hopes so.
We'll see. the stick Hulk Jr. Lower.
Well, I made it into the stand. Took me quite a long time to get here. I was really careful. Made sure I didn't break any big twigs on my way in. And, you know, the wind is still right on the money, straight out of the north. Feel great about it. It's the first cold front we've had in October. If this buck's going to be on his feet at all during daylight, I think it'll be tonight. He's got a couple really big rubs over here and a scrape. I believe he's been hitting right behind me a little ways. There's a trail right here in front of me that comes out of the swamp that he typically uses. As far as I know, I have a bunch of cameras that I kind of line the edge of the swamp with right here, kind of trying to get a pin on where he's coming through. And it seems like right here is the spot. It's actually a little bit to my right, but luckily that wind cover helped me get in here. It's pretty windy and I was able to use that to my advantage. I've got the new 10-point crossbow with me, although you can't really shoot over 35 yards where I'm at right here. It's pretty thick, so I really didn't. It's not going to be too much of an advantage other than just drawing. You know, if I had my bow, I'd have to get away with drawing, but when it comes to distance, a recurve would have done just fine right here. Another thing that I wanted to mention too is I've got quite a few bear pictures in here, so it wouldn't surprise me if we get a glimpse of a bear. I'm gonna keep my eyes peeled, and if I see anything, I'll show you. I kind of anticipate my shot coming right through here. I think he's gonna come from over there, and he's gonna walk right up this hill coming right through here. So I think I'm going to be right in there somewhere. In a perfect world, that's where the shot will be. One thing that's kind of unique about this location is I don't have a lick of cell phone service, which is actually kind of nice. It's just relaxing, you know, you don't have nothing to, not scrolling through anything or watching anything on YouTube, or I mean, it's just sit here and enjoy the woods and the wind and the leaves and the smell, and hope that Hulk Jr. appears out of the swamp bottom. 5:52 and just had doe and a fawn come right here about 8 yards from me, and unbelievably she didn't pick me out or smell me or anything. I figured when she got behind me she'd win me. She never did, and she even walked down the same path that I walked in on and didn't get my ground scent, which was really surprising. There's a gas well out there, and I took in, there's a mud puddle, and I took my boots and kind of rubbed them in that mud a little bit and rubbed them up the sides of my boots, so that must be had enough cover on it to get me through there unscathed without her actually picking up that ground scent. I don't know if Hulk Jr. would be that stupid or not, but guess what? He wouldn't get to my ground scent. He'd be dead before he got there. But that's right the same direction I think he's bedding.
Well, that's a lot to unravel, folks. Just got back to the house and I'm super bummed out. I mean, you know, I won the game, kinda. I got within 20 yards of Hulk Jr., which is typically all you need to put an arrow or a bolt through him. The problem was this camera. I knew I had a little window to shoot him while he was in the camera view, and I had a big doe and a 4-point behind me, and that big doe had hit my ground scent where I walked in, and she marched straight down the trail right to the tree and was at like 5 yards just standing there staring at me, and I couldn't move. I certainly couldn't move the camera. I couldn't move anything. And you know, he hit that opening where I knew he was in the frame. I'm like, well, I'm gonna slowly move the crossbow up to shoot. And as soon as I started picking that crossbow up to shoot, she freaked right next to me and he took off. So that's what happened. But everything went perfectly as planned. Like, he was bedded right where I thought he was. He came right up the trail I thought he would, heading right to where I thought he would. I had him figured out. I mean, I knew this deer. I had him pinned. I knew exactly what he was doing. I waited for the right north wind. Boom. He should be dead. He should be dead. Unbelievable. This is going to be a tough one to take here. But that's what's so frustrating. Like, I beat him. Like, I beat him. I got within 20 yards of that deer during daylight. He should be dead. Like, I outsmarted him. And I got screwed by that doe. Unbelievable. It's going to be tough. A big mature buck like that, you typically get one chance, and then it's a wrap. So have to keep an eye on those cameras down there and see what's going on, if he's daylighting it all again. But I don't see it happening for a while. At least I boogered things up pretty bad in there. Those does took off everywhere, and he took off, and the gig was up. So should be dead. Should be dead. Should be dead. Everything went perfectly according to plan. Like, I couldn't have drawn it up any, like, in the playbook. That's exactly the play, exactly to a T, and it worked perfectly, except right to when I was about to pull the trigger. Oh, Kaylee's getting a thing put together with all the people that commented on the last video for the drawing for the hat. So we're gonna pick that once she's ready, and we're gonna give away a KEO shirt on this video. So all you gotta do is comment, and we'll do the same thing on the next vlog. We'll give away a shirt. We'll message whoever it is and make sure they got the right size. But man, I'm gonna have a hard time dealing with this. This is tough. Be the biggest deer I've ever killed. Should be dead. So we've got everybody that commented on the last vlog spinning in this big spinner, and you just click. Okay, there it goes. And the winner is PM Shunter 01. Let me try that again. I think it says PMS Hunter 01, not PM Shutner 01. Sorry for the mix-up there. So, congrats on the hat. I'll reach out to you and get your info, and we'll send it your way. So, remember, on this video, just comment, and then we'll do the same thing and send you a KEO shirt. Still can't believe I had Hulk Jr. at 20 yards and didn't kill him. This is going to be a hard thing to deal with for me. But what a deer. My goodness. For a Western New York buck, that is no joke. That is no joke. And he should be dead. He should be going on the wall right there. we'll keep everybody updated, and as soon as he starts showing back up on my cameras, we'll let you know. Until next time, have a good one.